Good morning, moms. I am changing things up a little bit this morning. I had initially gotten up early and planned my day two of our 30-day mom pep our mom pep talk challenge. But in lieu of the fact of what's going on in our country right now and yesterday, because I personally have some girls that I'm mentoring and also some friends that I'm in my coach in the coaching group that I'm a part of that I get trained in are feeling rattled. And so I feel like instead of going through with our series, which I will pick up again tomorrow, but I think today it's important to hold space for you. As a mom, I know I just want to give space for you to feel safe and for you to know that it's a lot to take in right now with what's happening in our country, and that is okay. As a mother, though, and wanting to personally inspire her as she is the next generation, that I want to teach her to stand up for things that are not okay. And what happened yesterday was not okay. Violence is not okay. It's okay to disagree, but violence is never the answer, and it is not okay. So I am stepping out in truth, regardless of what happens to me in terms of whether people agree with me or not, to say with a voice that it is not okay to be silent anymore. It is not okay to let violence be the answer or the solution to a problem. It is not okay. It is not okay to let people in our government or people in authority have a say so without us having a say. Now, I do agree that there is a proper way to do it in terms of not using violence and causing more harm than good. But I do also say that having a voice matters. And as a mother, as a wife, as a business owner, I am here to say that as much as I am holding space for stay-at-home moms who are struggling to care for their children and their sick spouses or partners, that also I will not stand for bullying, for racism, for negativity in my space. I will block you and I will delete you because I am very protective of the women that I bring into this space for help for me, that want to work with me, that need mentorship, that want to work with me. I have such a passion for inflicting and empowering change in the world, especially for women. Women, I just got off a call with my writing coach. She was talking about how just back in the 70s, women were able to get their first credit card. Women have only been allowed to vote not that long, not even a full century yet. I mean, it has been, or for, like 100 years or whatever. It hasn't been that long. Men have been the dominant force. So now is our time. And I want to encourage you, whether you're a business owner or whether you're transitioning and trying to figure out whether or not you want to do a business, whether you working for a company, I want to inspire you to take action and to stand up for others that have no voice, that have no space. I created this space for stay-at-home moms who are caring for sick spouses and sick partners because there was no space for them, or very limited space. There's a lot of stay-at-home mom support groups, which I'm not saying is not a good thing and not a blessing, but for me, when I was struggling and transitioning to becoming a stay-at-home mother, I did a lot of research, and I didn't find really any spaces locally or even nationally or on the internet that had spaces specifically for extenuating circumstances like what my family went through last year, where we were working full time, we worked opposite shifts, life was pretty decent, and then all of a sudden, wham, bam, my husband gets really sick. I quit my job out of safety and love and compassion and concern to keep my husband safe because of his medical condition and to care for our daughter because there's a pandemic going on. I did not want to have strangers in my house, and I want to be the one that advocates for my husband because I know him better than anybody. So if I have to send him to the hospital, I want to be the ones telling the EMT crew, okay, these are his meds. This is what's normal for him. This is his baseline, because and really advocate and be them, and then be able to call out their crap if something's not right, or if they're doing something that I'm not comfortable with, and being in my husband's corner 150%, and being the one to actually assure our daughter when she's scared and doesn't understand it, being only almost 2 years old, why daddy's not acting right or why he's not feeling good, and assuring her and making her feel safe and making her feel loved. So, with all that being said, today is a day that I am taking a deep breath, as I'm sure a lot of us are in our country, and I am wanting to make a stand for positive change, because things don't change by being silent. Things don't change by people being afraid of being uncomfortable, of the reactions of other people. I am standing in my truth. If you choose to block me or delete me because you don't agree with me, that is fine. But but on the other hand, if you are wanting to stand up with me for change and advocating for others in our own ways, and it doesn't have to be necessarily on social media or doing a business like what I am, but there are other ways. Maybe it's something as simple as unsubscribing from a company that doesn't acknowledge wrongdoing, and they just turn a blind eye to it. Unsubscribe from them. Don't give them your money anymore. That can be a way of standing up and saying no, because you're not standing up for something, or I choose to take action, and this is personally for me what I want to do. So I'm going to unsubscribe for you, and I'm not going to have my monthly subscription with you anymore. That's a way to stand. That's a way. It's a small way to make change. It's okay. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's writing someone and saying and in an email or something, and saying something. There are so many ways. And I'm not doing this to get even more political. I know we're all sick and tired of what we went through in 2020 with the pandemic and all the decisions or non-decisions regarding that. And then there's now all this political turmoil with what happened in our nation's capital yesterday. And I know the world is watching at our country and what we're going to do or not do. But I do want to offer hope. Hope is still very much alive. Faith is still very much alive. The opportunity for change is still very much alive. We can do this. We can make a change. We are here for a reason. I just got done telling my girls who are freaking out, some of my girls that are in my coaching group that I'm part of, and then also that I'm also mentoring in our free group right now, that it's okay. That we're here for a reason. God has put us where we're at for a reason. I feel like I have been, even more strongly than ever, that I have been given my business not only to provide for my family, yes, but also to be pushed out of my comfort zone in a new way. Just like I was in the medical field, I did things that I was not comfortable with and had to learn and master in my medical field journey as a CNA for 15 years. And some of it was uncomfortable and hard, and I doubted myself, and I was not sure I could do it. But I conquered, and I did it, and I succeeded, and I became an advocate for the elderly, and also an advocate for making sure that other girls that were coming up as a CNA got the training they need, and to voice their for themselves too, that okay, no one can read your mind. If you need more training, say something. And same thing here. I am advocating for the girls I'm mentoring. I want to pass on what I've been giving, and I'm advocating for myself, saying, hey, I don't understand something in my business, but I'm not going to be limited by the words I can't do anything about it or I can't figure it out. I'm going to say instead, I know I can figure this out, but I just need to find the right instruction to kind of get pointed in the direction, and then I'll take over and I'll run with it. As a mother, I've never had a toddler before. And I'm figuring it out daily, what works for her, because she is and my husband is too, because he has an older child, and his two children are totally different, beautiful human beings that God has created, and that's okay. So he's learning again. So be open to growing, to learning, to trying new things, to getting uncomfortable. It's not fun, but it's so worth it. So Anyways, please reach out. If you need anything, DM me here on Instagram if you have any thoughts or concerns or just need to talk. I am more than happy to be a source of hope and encouragement and to hold space. I think that is kind of the theme of the day. Everyone's just kind of overwhelmed and rattled with what's going on, and it's tough to I know some of my girls yesterday, they just could not concentrate and work, and that's hard, and that is hard when your mind is so full and your heart is so full, and you can't and you're trying to process something that is so big that is not normal. Seeing our capital attacked like that was not normal. Back in 9/11, seeing the Twin Towers be attacked and then fall was not normal. So I totally get that when things like this happen, we need to hold space and to just go through, like today personally for me, I could just go through with my plan, to keep getting my content out there, but that's not okay. To me, that feels like turning a blind eye, not acknowledging what is going on, and being silent. I refuse to be silent anymore. And I'm still I'm still processing too about how I want to move forward to empower the women that are in my space, but also, in a way with love and compassion, but at the same time, not turning a blind eye. So it's a balance, and that's okay. So, do you agree, Linda? All right. Well, listen. God bless you. Keep the faith. Keep your chin up, and we will get. And you just heard it from Linda right there. All right. We love you, and we will be taking it one day at a time with you throughout this. Okay. All right. Take care. Oh, do you want to say one more thing? Alrighty. Take care, guys.